Yeah, so multiple things I've been working on since I started like documenting my journey when it comes to building something that actually matters has been a very kind of up and down journey where it comes to the execution of things that I want to actually achieve on. Yeah, so what is the concept that I want to actually live for myself? The fact that I'm not good at putting the things I do, or the fact that I'm trying my best and I'm learning a lot when it comes to how to actually work to communicate and try to improve myself when it comes to different areas of my life. The first one being like how to communicate to actual people. If you don't communicate with people, you don't actually learn how to communicate. That's one of the biggest things that's a problem with. The other one, like knowing what you're talking about when it comes to arts, when it comes to if I say I know about CTR, complicated things, I want to make sure that I know about it to make it simplified enough to actually tell people to like they need to know about this also because I have this specialist mindset when it comes to the things I'm talking about. If I mention some, for example, if I say CTR, I tend to actually justify that the person I'm talking to already knows that. So those are the main problems I'm facing as of current, as of like way of understanding myself to communicate with the right type of people, to put it out there. When I look back at it, I'm going to say, okay, Gaetana is this. There is a person that I look up to when it comes to this agency space, when it comes to this business of like nomad lifestyle. His name is Jordan Bailey. I see all of the content that he's creating tends to be the same as the type of person I'm like directing myself to, but which is extremely kind of. I know where I want to actually be in my life when it comes to my 40s, my 50s, but the older I get, the more I get into this loop of like the 9 to 5, the more vague it becomes, and the more like repetition, the more of the cycle that then I'm thinking to myself that I'm going to be in is becomes more clearer. So as a documentation to myself, I'm saying, okay, let me put this out and let me try to solve this as a way of a problem for me is kind of a different aspect. So for me, putting this out and living it on the internet is kind of like a way to say, okay, guys, I was thinking this and this and this at this age of my time and um, at this period of when I was this kind of a person. It's kind of a good, but also kind of not good at the same time because I don't want to live the perception that I'm not doing, but I also care about what other people think. That's leading me to another traumatic event of like, oh, what would people think? What would people say? That's based on that understanding. The other one, it will leave me vulnerable for assumptions, meaning people will not have the room to assume who I am. So it's going to leave me vulnerable for any kind of like manipulation attack or anyone that wants to actually get a grip over me is going to use this to their advantage to actually use that. Like, okay, Gitan has this, so they put me in a bucket and try to use me based on the thing that they're actually thinking about because people like that exist and the people like that also do the things that I'm currently saying. Say, if not that, what am I thinking of like doing when it comes to changing myself? Because I have a responsibility for a lot of things that I hold dear to my life that I want to actually provide for, and I want to actually prove to myself that at a certain point, I'm going to be achieving that persona of like a person that I want to actually be, based on the people I see are like doing the things that I want to actually be doing. I want to be in like the person, the type of person that's taking risks to actually achieve those type of things and deliver the value that I'm currently talking about. I don't want to be a person that says, oh, I know about marketing, I know how to actually run ads, I know how to actually deliver businesses, I know how to actually So I may be good at acquisition when it comes to leads, and I don't know about how to sell. So I need to actually learn how to sell. So in a sense, there are a few things that I keep dearly that I want to actually improve on. And I'm in a stage of my life where the responsibilities I'm taking and the directions that I'm going towards are changing the perception that I have for myself and the way that I'm going. So at the end of this video, it's just to push myself to do the thing that I already planned. And I said I'm going to do and I'm going to push out. So yeah, the coming videos are going to be kind of a playful, understanding type of concept that I want to actually put for myself, the person that I want to actually be, because there is a certain time in my previous, uh, in back when I was a kind of like working towards something that I achieved the things that I was thinking about in a short period of time, and I want to bring that myself back to actually execute on the thing that I'm currently also doing. So this Gaetana, this version of me who's talking to you, is is that person, and the entrepreneurship like grind is not the same as the 9 to 5, the business person who is like employed, works the 9 to 5 with for everything that is there. I'm not saying that's bad, but there is a person that I'm looking towards to, but there is a work that I'm not actually looking at because I'm jumping and thinking of like, oh, I want to be that person without doing the work. So now I found all the works. I found what makes me lazy. What's not like what's keeping me from doing those things, and I'm going to be trying to execute and trying to remove that person from each part of the things that I'm currently doing in my life. And let this be a lesson for me and for my future self that if you do the actions, doesn't matter whatever you think about this, it's gonna happen. It's not gonna take time. You have to be patient, but it's not gonna take time, trust me.